In this quiet, frozen town, situated somewhere in Saskatchewan, no one cares where, not much happens, or so it seems. Walking these deserted streets is a serial killer. The authorities have been working tirelessly to apprehend the man they call the Groundhog Grinder. We call him the Groundhog Grinder because every year he kills a groundhog on Groundhog Day. And there have been many disappearances, but there haven't been any discoveries of the bodies, which leads us to believe that he's been eating them. Careful detective work both in the field and in the lab using advanced DNA and fiber techniques have led police to believe that the Grinder not only stalks, hunts, and kills his prey, but that he also eats his victims, much like Jeffrey Dahmer, Issei Sagawa, and Armin Meiwes. But there's more. Just like the Zodiac Killer or Dennis Rader, the BTK Killer, the Grinder has also taunted law authorities. That's right, the Grinder taunts police on the internet with graphic videos of his crimes. The only reason we know anything about the guy is because he posts videos on the internet. The Grinder is always careful to keep his identity hidden, using advanced disguises like sunglasses or growing a beard. In this way, he has escaped detection for nearly a decade. This is the face of pure, unadulterated evil. Last year during February, there was a disappearance of a weatherman. Now, nobody in Saskatchewan will admit that they do the weather if they live in Saskatchewan in February. So the fact that we couldn't find anybody wasn't too surprising. But it also leads me to conclude, I know this for sure because of careful evidence, that he has moved from killing groundhogs to killing people, which is a very common move for serial killers such as this type. For help in this case, the police have turned to criminal profilers from the Behavioral Sciences Unit of the FBI, better known as the BS Unit. For help in this matter, we turned to the FBI so that we could get one of their experts. They have people who have expertise in this area of tracking down serial killers of this type. So we got Barely Hiddens to come in and give us a hand with this particular case. Well, you see, one of the things with this type of killer, this serial killer, is one of the things, patterns that we've noticed is that just like Ted Bundy and other such serial killers, the Groundhog Grinder, as he's called, is one of these people who clearly just thought about killing constantly, always, whether eating a sandwich or whether he was doing laundry, he was always thinking about killing and doing things to the bodies, and then he would, which of course is terrible for the victims and the victims' families. There's a judge down in the southern United States who believes that he's figured out other victims and other crimes that we can associate with the Grinder. So we think this case is basically closed. We've figured it out. We're pretty sure.
My name is Smugly T. Justice the Fourth, and I'm the District Court and District Attorney for District 934 in the southern United States, in a place you ain't never heard of, boy. You see, down here our district attorneys and judges are voted for. Now, I have been elected for the past 17,000 years, and it's because I am the district attorney and the judge that we have swift justice.
We've managed to link the grinder to other cold cases because he kills when it's cold. That's why they're called cold cases. So, because of that, we can conclude that many other cold cases have been caused by the grinder.
So I figured out that in order to get reelected, I had to have a few more convictions on the counter. So what I did is I decided to pin cold cases on people who were already in jail.
One such criminal is Richard Ramirez, also known as the Night Stalker.
This is how I came up with the notion that Richard Ramirez was the groundhog grinder and not just the Night Stalker. You see, I don't have any evidence that he ever came to my district, and I know he ain't never been to Canada, but I know he did it. I know he's the one who done it, 'cause I seen it. And you can't come down here and tell me that I ain't seen what I ain't seen, and you can't tell me that I ain't thunked it, 'cause I'm the one that done thunked it.
So, the guy you think did it is Richard Ramirez. But he'd been in jail since July of 1988, and he died in prison of lymphoma in 2013. I don't think that's the right guy. This is the guy you're looking for?
Now, like any district attorney slash judge, I got my detractors, people who say I don't know what I'm talking about, but I knows what I was talking about. I know. That's right, you can't tell me I don't know, 'cause I know. And so, when I figured out that it was Richard Ramirez who is both the Night Stalker and the Groundhog Grinder, and I put him in jail even though he was already in jail, and I convicted him even though he was already convicted, that's how I knew that I would get reelected, by having another conviction on the counter for the voters to vote for me. And down here we have a name for that. That name is justice.
There was one other suspect in this case, the man who appeared in and uploaded the videos. However, following this interview, he was eliminated as a suspect. We did just come off one of the worst, coldest Februarys in 80 years, but that's no reason to go on a retroactive killing spree. I mean, would I ever intentionally harm a groundhog? No. No. Yeah, there's no doubt in my mind that we got the right guy.
Case closed.
The preceding program has been a paid political announcement for the re-election of Smugly D. Justice IV.